Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we'll be installing a shift knob and shift boot to the Evo 10 to replace the stock boot and shift knob. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so here is the stock shift knob and shift boot. It's looking a little worn and just out of date. So yeah, we're going to be putting all this stuff in. I have a carbon fiber shift knob in here, and a suede or Alcantara shift boot, and a retainer to make it look nice and tidy. So yeah, let's see how that looks. And here are all the tools that you're going to need. You're going to need scissors, flat blade, a Phillips head, and a little trim piece tool. Just getting all these tight surfaces without damaging any sort of plastic area. First things first, we are going to remove the shift knob. And yeah, try and just turn it, twist it anti-clockwise, and it should be threading out. Nearly there. That one's off, so we can chuck that over there. Okay, so now we have a flat blade. We're going to need that to get into this little compartment right here. Disconnect the AWC and auto intercooler spray, and move on with the rest of it. Okay, so I've just popped it up now. Just takes a little bit of finicking around, and it should come up with relative ease. Okay. So we do have, looks like 3 connectors that we'll need to unplug. So I'll do that now. I'll try and put this in a good position. It's 1, 2, 3. Make sure you know which one goes where. Shouldn't really matter though, since they all have a spot for each and every one. And we can set this off to the side. I'll just chuck it on the floor. Okay, so now that we've got that off, we can now pop this whole piece up from here or here, wherever it's just easiest to grab, and this whole bit from here all the way to here should pop right up. Okay, just slide it right up the handbrake and put it away down here. Okay, so I know some earlier models may have 2 screws right here and here. So if yours does have that, just take them out, and this bit should also pop right up. Okay, if yours is like mine, has a little zip tie also holding this boot in, just quickly snip that off or slide it up, and the rest should be easy enough to pull up. Okay, so the back of the shift boot should have about 4 Phillips head screws in there, so just quickly take those out and should pop right off. Okay, so I have just taken all those out, so now this should be able to be separated. Yep. And just take note of the layout it actually goes. So this larger bit with the outline on top of it goes to the top of that. You also have a bit of staples on the side holding in the shift boot. So you'll need a flathead to pry those out, and it'll slip right off. Okay, so now that I have one sort of staple left, we can pull that out, chuck that to the side, and this should come right off. Okay, so that's all it is. Nothing too difficult. And we can go with the second half and reinstalling everything. This is the choice of shift boot I decided to go with. It's a suede or Alcantara sort of black shift boot. This one's from Billetworks, so if you want to get the same one, just head over to their website and grab one of those. Okay, now that that's separated, we can get into installing the shift retainer into the shift boot and then pop that over this, and we're back into reinstalling. Okay, to install one of these, you'll need to pop the boot inside out and have a little zip tie there. As skinny as possible is ideal, and so that will just hold the retainer to the boot and have a nice look to it. Okay, so now that this is inside out, we can pop our shift boot retainer in and secure that with a zip tie. As skinny as possible would be ideal, just so it gets that cleaner and more flush look. Also to mention, this sort of longer bit here with the thread inside of it will go in the shift boot. I'll show you here in a second, just so when we flip it inside out, it will be the correct way facing up. Okay, this is what it should look like. Just the other end sticking up out of here. And if you wanted to make it a bit easier, just move this out of the road. You could put it upside down with the boot on, where the threaded bit is. Okay, now that's a steady position. You can have it however you want. You can have it like this. You can even push this bit in so it's a bit more flush, I guess, with the stitches around the side. And then just lock it off and zip tie it. Okay, this is what it sort of should look like at this stage. So you just want to tighten the zip tie as much as possible and cut it off with a pair of scissors or side cutters, whatever's closest to you, I guess, and get as close to the head of the zip tie as possible. Okay, and there we are. So now we can unwind this back off, turn it inside out, and fit it back to this. Okay, this is what it should look like. My boot has 4 sort of seams on it, so I just lined up that to the corners as best as possible. Mine is also a bit like elastic, so you can stretch it over pretty easy. And yeah, big shout out to Billetworks for this nice sort of suede Alcantara shift boot and shift retainer. And I'll also tag the company that I got this off if you want the same sort of shift knob. It is slightly weighted and carbon fiber, so I think it will look really well in the rest of the 10. So yeah, let's get into the other half of installing. Okay, you just have to slide the top part in here and just try not leave really much fabric overlapping, just because it will make it difficult for those screws to get back in place. But yeah, so that's your next step, and now you can go ahead with putting in these screws. Also to mention, if you're worried you can't really get this sort of bit wrong, the top sort of part of this bit is larger, like longer at the top and smaller at the bottom, so you can't really fit this in wrong. Okay, all screws are in. It is actually very sturdy, can't actually pull it out, so yeah. Now you can slip this part back into place and we can get back to putting all the console back together. Remembering this bit does actually thread into, and there's 2 clips at the front right there on either side. Okay, this is what it should look like now. Both of these 2 clips on either side are in place and these 2 guides are in. Next step is to pop this back into place. Should slide over relatively easy. Just trying to not scrape it along the handbrake here. Also try and pull these out as best as you can, just so you don't have a problem or an issue with it on the next step. And we can pop this in place. Okay. Now we can grab our switch again, put all these 3 connectors in and push it right into place. Okay, all 3 of these are clipped in. You just want to push the wires down and push that into place. Now it is sweet. We can put this back down and we're just about done here. We just need to install our new shift knob. Okay, the little kit that I got here with this did actually come with a bunch of different adapters. You gotta pick that little piece up, this layer up, and there underneath. So it's actually universal for any car you have. Also comes with 2 little screws and an Allen key to install them. Okay, so what you need to do now is twist this bottom section off of the shift knob. And there should be holes for those tiny little bolts. Okay, so you need to pop one of these into here and screw in those bolts. And then it will make its own thread onto the assembly. Also make sure you put that little bottom section in to hide up what's happening here. Okay, so you want to find out the one that fits best just by pressing them on and seeing how they thread in. Find out the one that works best for you and push that down in here. And install these little sort of bolts. Okay, now that that is popped in place, screw in all of those bolts. Where is it? Screw in all those bolts and pop this piece back on and you're good to go. Okay, so now we can screw this in. And there we have it. There is the install for the shift boot, retainer, and shift knob. Feels pretty good. It is a bit weighted, so it does actually get into gear a bit easier too. And I think it complements the car well.